Trust the small work of God within you. Trust the work, trust the small work, trust the small work of God within you.
So oftentimes when people think about ministry, we're very, I think in this culture, and I'm talking particularly about America, today, we're very goal oriented, very to-do list oriented, and it's very easy to think about ministry as a series of things or a project that we're going to accomplish, right? So someone might say, "What's your ministry?" And you might say, "Well, I'm going to start a soup kitchen, or I'm going to volunteer at the soup kitchen." And to do that ministry means I'm going to show up, I'm going to do something, I'm going to check the box. We did it. We're going to go to Central America and we're going to build a house, or we're going to dig a latrine, and we're going to install solar panels, and there we go. We did it, right? And that's an approach to ministry that's very indicative of our culture's values, right? Very action oriented, very accomplishment oriented, and yet I think, given the messiness of the way God created the world, and given the reality of how discernment works, discernment is not just a period of, I have ministry, it's all going fine, and then I have, whoa, change point, decision time. Now I've got a weird discernment time. Now I make a choice and, oh, it smooths out again. Rather, I think it's helpful for us to understand that the Christian life is an ongoing, day-to-day, sometimes moment-to-moment, living with the uncertainties of trying to learn and grow as we discern God's will. So God's will is not just like a one through line. You will be this, you will do this, you will tick this box off, and then you'll get the laurel crown in heaven, and the angels will sing. Rather, it is a constant, ongoing partnership and relationship with God through the Holy Spirit, speaking to each of us and helping us navigate. But often what that Holy Spirit says is, what do you want to do? You pick. And that in fact, God blesses and loves us so much that God actually created a universe in which our free will and our agency is actually blessed and encouraged and nurtured by God. So instead of thinking of discernment as God has a right answer for me, and I'm going to take the test of discernment in order to pick the right thing that God wanted me to do beforehand, and instead understand that oftentimes in the midst of discernment, the Holy Spirit is saying, what do you want? What do you want to do? Do you want to go back to school and get a degree as an engineer? Is that something you've always wanted to do? Is that what will give you life? And, there's not one thing that God placed on your heart for you to just do. There is a variety of possibilities, and God is collaborating with you to help you become. But your agency, your choice, your choosing matters to God. And so I think it's really helpful to think of discernment as a more messy process of following your passions and your journeys, also accepting the things that maybe you wouldn't pick. I mean, I was supposed to be a baseball player. That was the way it was supposed to go, And then I thought I was going to be a lawyer. There were a lot of sort of dead ends that didn't unfold the way I wanted them to. But when I look back, it really is a good way to talk about my life, is about following the passion of what I was curious about and interested in. And so I think for us to understand that discernment is God whispering to us, yeah, you know who you are. Go ahead and be that. Go ahead and grow in that way. Go ahead and stretch for that. Go ahead and be vulnerable and take the risk of learning to fly a plane, or showing up at the nursing home, which scares you to death, but you feel like you really want to be there. Like those kind of moments where your sense of self might be realized, those are the kind of places where I think discernment happens. And it happens every day, all the time, not just when you get confused. but rather even in the midst of a conversation, do I say this now or do I not say this now? If you invite the Holy Spirit in and you allow that Holy Spirit to be in regular dialogue with you in the midst of your life, you will be surprised by the many decision points each day brings, but also about the moments when you did it wrong. You tried and you failed, or you said the thing and you said it wrong. All of those missteps are a part of the learning and the growth process.
Trust the work, trust the small work, trust the small